and gentlemen, please tone it down a bit. There's an announcement I'd like to read now. Wait, how am I supposed to pronounce this?
Fight!
Today's topic is being broke is a protection if you ain't ready for the blessing. Let me say that one more time. Being broke is a protection if you ain't ready for the blessing. And I'm going to explain why. Because a lot of people see being broke, especially like the homeless people, right? But anyway, just people in general, they would see being broke like a curse. It's like the worst thing ever. It's with all the rappers and celebrities preach about, not being ever. You have your celebrities like NBA Youngboy, never broke again. You have that theme of never being broke. So a lot of people doing a lot of things to never be broke again. But I would say being broke is a protection if you're not ready for the blessing. Because the Most High, He sees it all. You can fool me or anybody else, but the Most High knows, the true intentions of our hearts. He knows what we'll do if we come into some money. He know what the first thing we'll do. I mean, we might lie to the public or just anybody who will listen, but he knows, man. So that's why He allow you to stay broke until you learn your lesson. Then he'll he'll give you the blessing. But first, you have to change whatever it is that's messed up about you. And I'm not going to say what it is, because for a lot of people, they know their vices. They know what they'll do, the first thing they'll do if they ever come into some money. And when I mean come into some money, I mean like come into some thousands or maybe even millions. Just think about it like if you have habits, for people that have habits. And I'm not just talking about drug habits. I'm talking about gambling habits. I'm talking about just spending habits. You have a tend to spend. For a lot of people, I'm guilty of that. Not being big on saving. Something I'm working on, even as a 35-year-old man. I can admit that, because we all have faults. We all have things that we need to work on so we can get that blessing that that we're looking for. Because the Most High, He wants to bless us. Understand that part. He wants to. But if He already know what you'll do with it, it's like, why give it to you when I can just give it to whoever you're going to spend it on? You know what I mean? And they're just being real, like, it's like I said, for people that have the tend to spend on whatever the habit is, you wanna do better. But if you ever like come into some just like small money, what the first thing you are doing when you get that little 10, 20, 50, even $100, even 500, what you doing when you get that money. You thinking about your habits. You thinking about coming up. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. First of all, you need to give thanks, because you were just broke 5 minutes ago, but now you're up a little bit, and now you're acting, kind of bougie, and that's the mentality of most people. It's like, first you was on the floor, like you didn't have anything. Now you're up $20 or $50. The first thing like most people do, They think about their habits. They thinking about how they can stretch it. They think about all the wrong things. They have to think about, well, first, like I said, we're all humans. We don't know no better. We're like kids on earth. We all is, even, the ones that's like 100 years old. We're all like kids to the Most High, so we all need guidance. We all need for Him to guide us. But first, we just have to give, glory, honor, praise. We have to give the Most High His props. I look around, I see, as far as like the celebrity world, I see like people trying to give celebrity their flowers while they're here. Because they know the truth about when they cross over, it won't be no flowers where they're going. But they have us looking at them and see them giving them flowers. But why we can't give our Creator, the Most High, His flowers forever and ever while we're here? That's one of the biggest problems with us humans. We don't like to give props. We don't like to give credit. We don't like to give credit where credit is due. Because it's a new thing that's out, like, as far as like this religion thing, quote unquote. Like what people think that they are gods. I know it's the silliest thing I ever heard. People actually think that they are gods. And the thing is, if you're a god, well, if you're a god, you can change your own situation. You don't need no savior. So when that facade came out, they're making us, I ain't gonna say they making us, they're making the public, I'm gonna say the masses, they're making them believe that, you don't have to depend on no superpower. You're your own superpower. Because if you're a God, ain't that what, quote unquote gods is? But I'm just, going on about, we have to humble ourselves and understand that being broke, being without for a time, it's like for most people, they're used to having it. And when they see these rainy days, they're not prepared for it. They don't like how we feel, to not have or not live the way they used to live. So, but like I said, they don't understand. Like I said, it's first, we're a spirit, and we live in this body, and as we live in this body, we live life, and as we live in life, we're gonna pick up some vices here and there, but it's up to you to make, I'm not gonna say good vices, but good habits. Be more productive with your time, because if you're not figuring out why you're broke, you're going to continue to stay going into that same cycle of, you might be up one day, then the next you're not so up, right? You're kind of, looking out or looking for someone to like help out, help borrow. Like I said, this thing that we're living is all spiritual. This life that we're living is all spiritual. And these vices is only because, like I said, for most people, they're trying to, like for the drugs, they're just trying to escape reality. This, because they don't want to deal with their problems when they use the drugs. The drugs is meant to, I would say, take you to a higher state of consciousness. as far as being high. But being high or getting high has its consequences. It's repercussions for doing those things, and the repercussions is you grow a habit of it. And some people don't even learn from the habit that they just developed out of nowhere. They don't even understand that it has become a habit to have this, weed, cocaine, meth, black and mild, cigarettes, beer, liquor, cigarettes. I mean, I know I said cigarettes twice, but I'm just saying that, people depend on these vices. It's like I said, when they first get money, they might run to the store and buy some cigarettes or some liquor, whatever their vice is. That's the first thing that they would do, instead of giving the Most High His props. Give credit to where credit is due. You didn't give yourself this money. You didn't even work for it. In some cases, the Most High will bless you through other people. And y'all won't even take the time to be like, you know what, thank you, Most High, because I didn't see this coming. And that's how He like to do things. That's how He like to do things. He like to catch us off guard. He like to catch us off guard because He like the fact that no one else can take credit for what He is doing. As far as when He give you the blessings. Then when He give you the blessing, He also want to make sure that you're prepared for it. You don't want to, like I said, get the blessing of whatever He intend on blessing you with. It could be money. It could be a new car. It could be a new house. For some, it could be a new spouse. Whatever your heart desire. But you have to show yourself to be approved. You have to put in the effort. You also have to put in the time and energy for what you want. But there was a quick show about just the how most people don't see being broke is a protection. Because if you had the money that your heart really desired, like you might desire $1 million or 100,000, but you're a junkie, or you someone that spends frivolously on just stuff that really don't really mean nothing. You just like to spend. You just like the habit of spending, and you're without because you haven't learned the lesson of not to spend so much, not to. Well, first of all, you have to give props where it's due. You didn't give yourself this money. Then what would you do after it? After you give props, you have to ask for guidance. What to do with this so I can be more profitable. Heavenly Father, I don't want to just take this to the liquor store and buy the 12 pack and some cigarettes and a pack of some cigars. I don't want to just keep being in that cycle. I want to change. That's what you have to do while you're broke. You have to change your mentality. You have to change the way you think. Because if you don't change the way you think, you're going to keep falling in that same manhole. You're going to, you're going to just keep falling down. You might get up, but what you going to do when you get up? That's the question. But being broke is the protection, in my opinion. Because if you ain't ready for the blessing, you're just going to squander